Today we continue with our class Shabbos Kitchen. Today's class number 25. And we start with Sefer Chofetz Chaim. Big topic is the same. 7 conditions. Actually, no, I apologize. It's new topic, 7 conditions. Toelas in 7 conditions, meaning toelas means for constructive purpose. And today's topic, fact or hearsay. For a statement to be excluded from realm of rechilus and to be classified instead as a constructive, several conditions are necessary. So several means 7. Right? Number 1, the most important is the one asserted that information is fully accurate. This involves both a verification of the facts as well as a clear understanding of the situation. As was discussed regarding conveying negative information for a constructive purpose. So a person must make sure that whatever he's saying or whatever she's about to say, it's 100% true. So it's not like they heard and they assume they know the person and then they assume that that's what probably a person like that, people like that, that's what they do. Absolutely not. You have no right to assume things under normal circumstances, right? So you have to verify all of the facts. The commandment do not stand aside while your fellow's blood is being shed, Vayikra 19:16, obligates us to report constructive information if our knowledge of it is first hand. So meaning if we saw it first hand or it happened to us and we, as we said, we know details of the situation. Sometimes people come in the middle of the conversation or in the middle of something that has been going on for 5 years, and in 3 minutes they sort and they understand in double quotes what exactly happened, which is not true. Right? The truth is absolutely opposite. Okay. Should one choose to speak and alleged of an alleged occurrence, and he did not personally witness, in order to save the fellow Jew from possible harm, it must be clearly stated the information is based on hearsay and is not accepted fact. So, okay, so in some cases, as we just said, we're allowed to repeat the information, right, that we haven't seen ourselves. So I have to say, I did not see it myself. I don't have 100% proof, but please, since it concerns you, your family, your well-being, do your research. Okay, I don't know, maybe it's true. I hope it's not true, but please see my information. Okay, so we stop here. So we continue with the Shabbos kitchen, and today's class we start with the next chapter, which is 25. And very interesting, there are 2 topics. Usually it's one topic per chapter, but here is it's very short chapter, it looks like. So two Melachahs. One is Boneh. Boneh is building, right? We're not allowed to build on Shabbos, so we're not going to elaborate in details about building in this class. We discussed in previous classes what is it? The series of Shabbos home. We had, I don't know, around 100 classes or so when we discussed this one of the Melachahs. I don't remember how many, around 100, maybe 70, don't remember. Okay, and next one, Makeh Bepatish. So Makeh Bepatish translated final hammer blow. As we said before, it's very interesting concept. When you finish the action. So before, let's say, utensil was not usable, now you did whatever you did, and now everybody can use it. Right? So it's Makeh Bepatish. Okay, introduction. 2 complex Avos Melachas. So they're 2 separate. They just put it in one chapter. 2 complex Avos Melachas, Boneh, building, and Makeh Bepatish, delivering the final hammer blow. There is bring the item to completion. So before it was not complete, and now we did whatever we did and we completed. Were elaborated upon in Shabbos home volume 2. Okay, we discussed it. In this chapter, we will list the practical applications as this melachas pertain to kitchen. Okay, so we're talking about kitchen only. So, okay, number 2, practical applications. Folding table. One may open and close folding table on Shabbos since all of the components are connected to one unit. Okay, these acts are not viewed as assembling or disassembling the table, which would be prohibited. So if you have a table and you need to screw in the legs or adjust something, so it would or snap in, it would not be allowed for sure, right? But here we're talking about the case when it's foldable, so no problem, no Melachah. Continue. Adding leaf to a table. Okay, so leaf, for those who do not know, it's like a middle part. So some people, like if there are no guests, they prefer to have more room and don't have this leaf in there in the table. And when guests come, they have to expand the table, so they put leaf in, no problem. That's good. Right. So okay, any length any length and shorten the table by adding or removing leaf. There is aligning the protrusion into pins and out of it to corresponding holes. Okay. I mean, they say okay, but there is no problem. One main length. Okay, one main length or shorter. So sometimes you need more room. So for example, in our table there are 2 leaves. So if you need more room for whatever reason, so we would take them out and it shorten the table and you have more room in the house. Okay, no problem. Continue. Assembling a plastic goblet. Plastic goblet. Okay, I've never had one. Okay. It is forbidden to assemble 2-piece plastic goblet whose cup part must be attached to the stem. Oh, okay. It is forbidden, right? However, if the goblet was assembled prior to Shabbos and then disassembled, it may be reassembled on Shabbos. This is permitted only if 2 parts will not be screwed together. Okay, it's a very interesting concept. I never seen one, but just from the description you can understand. So there is some kind of Kiddush cup. Goblet is a Kiddush cup, right? Let's say, and plastic. And it comes probably to save space, I guess, right? Into the disassemble. So cup itself and then a stem on which this cup is holding, right? So you have to put a stem and put cup on top of it. No problem, right? Put cup on top of it. So if there is no screwing, so there is no problem with this. Okay, which is good. Okay. Which is no problem. I apologize if they did it before Shabbos and then they came out for whatever reason. Now they want to put back in together. Then there is no problem. But first time on Shabbos, it's not allowed because why? It's exactly there's the title our title today, Maki Bepatish, final hammer blow. So you're completing that. So before that, this goblet was not usable, right? It's going to fall. I mean, it's not going to stand. It's useless. But now, whatever you did, you put it in a stem, so now it can stand freely. So you did the last act, which is absolutely forbidden. Continue. 1 second. Let's see. Okay. So continue. Next example. Replacing refrigerator shelves. That's very interesting, right? Shelves of a large refrigerator or freezer may not be removed and repositioned on Shabbos. However, shelves where the glass or wire of a small refrigerator or freezer may be removed and repositioned. So let's see the commentary. The definition of large is measurement of 1 by 1 by 3 amos, cubits. According to Maran Hagaon Rav Moshe Feinstein Zatzal, this is equivalent to 16.657 cubic feet. So it's very interesting. So the bigger refrigerators, I think, they start from 16 cubic feet. From 16, it's like a borderline 16, and then they have 2 doors or like freezer on the bottom and stuff like that. So the bigger ones from 16. So if it is bigger one, so you're not allowed to adjust the shelves. So why you're not allowed to adjust the shelves? So just to remind what we said in different class, in Shabbos home class, we said that this refrigerator, it's like a building of its own, right? Building in a double quotes, but halachically it's a separate building. So if you remove the shelf and put it in different place, it's like you broke that building in double quotes, and then you fix it again. So right, so that's why it is not allowed. But in smaller refrigerator, you would be allowed to. So it's very interesting that they gave the cubic feet. Otherwise, it's like I would say it's not so easy to calculate, right? Because it's 1 by 1 by 2. The one each arm approximately a little less, but approximately, to round up, 2 feet. Okay, so 2 by 2 by 3. So I mean, it's a refrigerator usually higher than 3 feet. 6 feet. 6 feet. Is it higher? Maybe not higher. Okay, higher, or some of them higher. Okay, so continue. E. Attaching handle of a broom. It is forbidden to screw a handle back into a broom. A broom without handle is considered broken utensil. I mean, nobody is going to bend. I mean, maybe in the case of necessity, if you don't have another broom, so you can sit down and start sweeping with the broom head. Okay, I see it, right? But technically, under normal circumstances, it's not a utensil. So one more time, a broom without handle is considered broken utensil, and any reattaching it, and by reattaching it, one repairs it. So it was broken, even though it broken meaning it's not usable. That's but halachically it is broken. One repairs it. Okay, repairs it. Okay, screw it in. This is the Torah prohibition. No more, no less. Torah prohibition. Screwing the handle back loosely would be prohibited by sages. So I mean, I don't know, maybe 2 turns, twists. Instead of 5 or whatever necessary, you did it on a half, so it's still forbidden by the sages. Okay, next example. Straightening out plastic cup, plate, or aluminum pan. Very interesting. It is permitted to straighten out the plastic cup, so somebody like push it in, right? Plate or aluminum foil pan that is out of shape. Regarding crushing the aluminum pan, in order to make room for it in the garbage, see chapter 1, opening packages. So that's another issue. Okay. So technically, so basically, since it is all of these things are disposable, they say no problem. You can straighten up if needed. Continue. G. Holding napkins. One should not hold napkins in a form of specific design. Folding napkins. Right? Folding. One should not fold napkins in a form of specific design or shape. However, one may fold them in half, even with a crease. Okay, or in any similar simple form. Okay, so we cannot make build new forms, right? So if you bend it in half, no problem. Okay, but usually I think they put it like one side under the plate, so there is no problem. Okay, so we finished. Any questions on what we said? Okay, then continue. So next, you see it's a very short chapter. So next one, 26, reading menus, instructions, etc. Introductions. Okay, the sages prohibited reading certain materials on Shabbos, specifically regarding reading material that may cause the reader to erase incorrect or irrelevant information, and thus transgress the Melachah of Macheik, erasing. This prohibition applies to reading business-related material, such as contracts or reading menu for a meal one is hosting. To ensure, okay, so before we continue, so let's try to understand. So we have a separate Melachah of writing. So everybody know about writing, but not everybody aware of the erasings. So we're not allowed to erase. And as extension to this Melachah, our sages said that you're not allowed to read business material. So why is business material? I remember many years ago, everybody was buying, what is it? New York Times. Why New York Times? It was thick paper. And why? Because there is stock prices. So inside there is like, I don't know how many stocks, maybe the major stocks. So if you, for example, you have any stocks, so you check the prices from time to time. Okay, so maybe the person would read this New York Times and he would be tempted to rip out the page because there are prices of and he would like say, I need to buy this stock. You see, I remember it went up, now it's going up, so I have to buy before it went all the way up. So, and similar things like that, or for example, if somebody is reading his phone bill and said, no, this is wrong charge, I didn't make this call, and he would want to circle it or underline, whatever do. So it's absolutely forbidden. That's why I say don't touch it. Don't touch all of the business materials. And include these menus. Like you have a menu. I'm not sure. Maybe fancy people make menus, and maybe they have many people. I don't know, but it is possible. So in case they were planning some dishes in the menu, now they did not do not have it. So the person would be tempted to erase it. Okay, that's the thing. To ensure that one does not read the business-related material, the sages further prohibited reading most other secular material on Shabbos. This addition prohibition is known as a decree lest one read informal documents. There is business-related documents. Okay. However, the second decree does not apply to the mitzvah matters for one personal needs. See Shabbos Home, Volume 1, page 53. So we'll discuss it extensively, so I'm not going to repeat. But just to understand, just to summarize in a few words, on Shabbos we're not allowed to read the secular material. So some people say this is religious newspaper. So there is no kosher newspapers, period. All of them print Lashon Haram, for sure, right? And about the greatest of the great of our generation, unfortunately, right? So, but if somebody, let's say, the person get this newspaper, and there are many Torah articles. There is kosher stuff also there, right? About parasha, about Big Rabbi, his autobiography, about his students, this and that. I mean, interesting things. I don't read them, but I understand that it's interesting, right? So, but the problem is with all of these newspapers that you have advertisement. So it's, there is a suit on sale for $99, and plus they give you free short, free shoes, and 10 kippas and 8 ties, right? So I have to save it. I have to go to this place on Sunday, let's say, right? So that's why it is not forbidden to. It is forbidden to read all of the newspapers and stuff like that, all the advertisements. Okay. So continue, and of course secular material. But secular material, I mean, it's one of the reasons why would somebody waste their time. What they finish learning the whole Torah? That's it. Understand? All the people who read secular material, they never read the parsha of the week. They never complete, never. Right? Continue. But if they say they do, just ask them what they learn. And you'll see they did not. Okay. Part number 2, practical application. Reading menus. A host or the hostess may not read menu for a meal as they will be served on Shabbos. As outlined above, this is due to the concern that the host/hostess may decide to make changes to the menu, which will be result of prohibition of raising on Shabbos. So I mean, the people get excited. They have 50 people coming over to their house. They have some kind of celebration, let's say, right? And now they prepare a menu 3 weeks before. Now they realize that they have this dish, They want to substitute but different dish, so that's the problem. They cannot read it. Why? Because they involved. So I'm not involved, I can read. I mean, do I know what they prepare? I have zero clue, right? So I can read, but they cannot. This concern is only relevant to the host/hostess, exactly as we said. For they have authority to make the change. So if I'm a guest, I mean, in their house, maybe I'm going to read, but am I going to make any changes? I'm not going to make any changes. Therefore, someone other than the host/hostess may read the menu to them, right? So the children or somebody who's not involved, right? Someone other than them. The additional decree, lest one read informal document, so that's double quotes, right? That's the name of the decree, does not apply since we are dealing with the mitzvah of Seudah Shabbos. Okay, so on Shabbos we have mitzvah to eat feast, right? A festive meal. Okay, so that does not apply. So we did everything possible to prevent this raising from happening. I'm not going to read it myself. I gave to my friend, to my neighbor. He's going to read it out loud, and we see, and we try to make sure if we get everything. Okay, but I'm not sure. That's, for me, it sounds a little too much. Like a menu on Shabbos, whatever you have, just to serve people, and that's it. It's fresh, it's nice, prepare for Shabbos. Like, why do you need the menu? Okay, continue. Alternatively, each dish of the menu should be written on a separate card. Okay, that's a very clever solution, right? Erasing would not be necessary, even if the host of hostess would like to take out that dish. Instead, he/she can remove that card for the dish that is not needed. Okay, that's it. So this dish number 7, fish in this special sauce, is out. We don't have the fish. Okay, the fish went bad. Okay, whatever happened doesn't matter. So I don't need this card. That's a good solution. Very clever. Another option would to have a chaperone present when the host/hostess reads the menu, to ensure that no erasing is done. So like this person that like a supervisor, somebody machmir, they would stop them as if they try to do something wrong. Okay. That's I mean, it's in every shul that there is at least one person like this, and like when we have a repetition of Shemona Esrei, like have everybody listening, but the listening, I'm listening, but I don't pay so much attention. I mean, right? But somebody was always so concentrated, they would catch all of the small imperfection of the chazan and correct them. Okay, so you need that person. Maybe sometimes chazan skip paragraph. I mean, whatever happens. B, sitting charts, place cards. Okay, sitting charts and place card contain the guest names and also table number. Okay, that's the problem. That's, I would say, it's bigger than the menu. So now, just before Shabbos, 5 minutes before Shabbos, we found out that this person cannot stand this person because that his wife stepped on the toe of his wife, so they cannot sit at the same table, right? So that's the issue. Or next to each other, across the table with each other, right? So one more time, sitting chart and place cards containing the guest names and also table numbers have the same halakhic status as menu. So I give it to somebody, right? There is the host/hostess may not read them. However, a guest may read them in order to know where they are supposed to sit. I mean, the people have a huge place, right, with multiple tables. That's crazy. Okay. On the other hand, or maybe it's not in a house. Maybe it's like in some catering hall. I don't know. Maybe on Shabbos you can also go to the catering hall in the shul. Okay. On the other hand, hand place cards that contain only the guests' names, but no table numbers, may be read by the host or the hostess, just the names. Since there is no table number written on a card, which which they may be tempted to erase, they may read the names on each card and then place the card on appropriate seat. That's a perfect solution. So there is no prior assignment. So everybody, it's a perfect solution. It's harder for the guests, but better for Shalom Bayis, I guess. Okay, next one, C. Inscription on the benches, challah covers, benches, etc. One is permitted to read the inscriptions commonly found on religious articles. There is a benches, challahs, covers, benches, etc., which details the name and the dates connected to the memorial occasions. So one might ask, what is the problem? I cannot read what it said. Why this rabbi would need to give me special permission that I can read, for example, if somebody's bar mitzvah, I need his permission to read on the front page of the bencher that's Moshe Rosenberg bar mitzvah and 7th of Iyar, like this and this year. Like, why would I need to know? Like, what is the thing? So they explain to us that we're not allowed, especially when we're on a street, unless you need to know like street names and stuff, or like where are you going? You're afraid that you to get lost, so we're not allowed to read the street signs. We're not allowed to read all of the memorial boards and all other things like advertisements. You see, you pass by a supermarket, you see bananas 59 cents. Oh, I have to get them, right? So you're not allowed to read that. So this is exception. This, they say you can read, this exception. Continue. Birthday cake. One may read happy birthday inscription on a cake. So that's, from these two you understand how the serious prohibition is for reading wrong things on Shabbos. Details in our class Shabbos Home, part 1. Next one, diet and nutrition facts. One may refer to the list of the food items that he may eat for his specialized diet. Additionally, he may review the nutrition facts, label, or the ingredients list on a food product to determine if the product is appropriate for or permitted for his diet, or for another important matter. So somebody is on a diet, or some, maybe allergy, people have allergies, so they won't check if they contain nuts or traces, of other things. So they count calories. So there is no problem. It's not would not go with respect of Shabbos, but if needed, if person determined to lose 60 pounds by the next Rosh Hashanah, let's say, right? So okay, he can do that. You can read all of these things. Okay, continue. Cookbooks. According to some authorities, it is permitted to read the cookbooks on Shabbos. So basically, it's not forbidden. It's like a science book, right? So some science books we're allowed to read, in a sense, like a medical books, right? So you would read to get inspired, like the wisdom of creation, wisdom of HaShem. So that's permission for others. Like, for example, so there is a medical student and he needs to prepare for his exam, and I have one of my close friends, so he's a nurse, and he was when he was in the medical school, not medical, so like college, whatever, in that school. So he was working full time or almost full time, maybe not full time, part time. Already had family, and studied in college. So it was too much. So he was almost every Shabbos he was learning a few hours. He was learning. Right, but when he asked me how to learn, so I told him when you learn, you learn not. Your intention should not be to prepare for the test that is going to be on Monday, Tuesday, but your intention is to learn wisdom, right? And this medicine, of course, is wisdom of HaShem, of course. right? But all others would not be allowed. All others, like financial things, history would not be allowed to read. It's waste of time. So okay, so next one is chapter 20. Do we have any questions about what we said? Okay, no problem. So then we continue. Chapter 27. And and the topic is that we refer a few times in previous chapters: electric appliances. Introduction. Activating an electric appliance, even one without the heating element, is forbidden on Shabbos. Period. While according to many authorities, this is rabbinic prohibition, according to some authorities, it is a Torah prohibition. Additionally, when operating electric appliance, other melachas may also come into play, such as mechabeh, extinguishing a fire, right? Or bishul, cooking. Okay. Additional appliance. Just one second. So okay, so let's start from the beginning. We explain. So before that, we were talking about some time ago about lights, right? So lights and air conditioners. So our sages said, Rav Moshe Feinstein agreed, it was like exceptions. So because it's not comfortable like without the light, and I mean sometimes people say you have guests over, they would sleep in the living room. I mean you cannot leave the light in the living room for the whole day, right? For the whole Shabbos. So they would allow you to have a timer in there, right? Or air conditioner. For example, you need air conditioner or a few hours at that dining room. So why would you waste all this money for the whole day, right? So that's why they allowed air conditioner to be on a timer, but not any other appliances, as we were discussing before. What we were discussing, like dishwasher, not allowed, and all other things. Okay, so and it's very interesting. So according to many authorities, it is so we're talking about the appliance without heating element. If it's heating element, that's a different story. It's like a fire. We're talking about without fire, without any fire, right? So according to some authorities, it's rabbinic prohibition. According to another authorities, it's a Torah prohibition. So okay, who is right? I don't know. We find out when Mashiach comes, right? But if we are wrong and we went with the more lenient authorities, right? Even though you have somebody to rely on, right? Even though. So, but if they're wrong, you violated the Torah. So you Michal Shabbos. All your life you thought that you are Shomer Shabbos. You comes to Shammai and say you Michal Shabbos. You say, yeah, but I relied on that rabbi. Okay, you relied on the rabbi. That rabbi, very good. But did you check that he was a minority opinion? And the giant of the giants of the giants said opposite, right? Okay, you rely on him, but okay, so you go to him, all right? So that's the problem. Okay, so we're trying to, if possible, always trying to go a stricter side, right? Especially if you learn the right way, like a little stricter, so it becomes second nature to you. You don't have to like change anything. But people who always look for leniencies, so okay, they can find leniencies here and there, but for them it would be almost mission impossible to abide by a stricter opinion in the future. Okay. Continue. Additionally, when operating electrical appliances, other melachas also may come into play, right? So it says extinguishing, right, and bishul, cooking. Okay. So what is the cooking? Cooking could be let's say see Orah of Shabbos. It's a different book. So I think that there Chazanish says when you like sometimes like these wires, they get very hot. So it depends on how amperes this wire can handle, right? And how many amperes is what is it? Is 1 second. Okay, so how amperes is an appliance. So these wires they can get very hot, and Chazanish told us if they get too hot, so this wire, this metal wire, is going to cook the insulation because it's so hot. It's hotter than Yad Saladas ball. Okay, it's Yad Saladas ball when your hands recoils. Okay, in this chapter, we'll discuss the practical application of these melachas as they pertain to many applications found in the kitchen. So you can already tell that it's a very long chapter. Part number 2 are practical applications. A. Urns and water gouges. Okay. Most modern time hot water urns are equipped with built-in water gouge that display the water level. That's the problem. The construction of this gouge differs from urn to one urn to another. In many urns, the water contains in this gauge, gauge, may cause the issue regarding bishul, cooking on Shabbos, since the water found in the tube is cooler than the hot water in the urn, and in some instances may have never reached Yad Saladas bo. By releasing the water from the urn, one may be mixing two waters, thereby causing the cooler water to be cooked. Let's try to understand what it says. So you have water urn, and on the right hand side there is a water gauge, right? So there is like a thin strip of glass, and there is like plastic ball, right? And the more water you put there, it goes up like a floater, and then goes down. That's how you know how many cups are still remaining in this urn. So what they're talking about, like most of the time when you empty the urn after Shabbos, whatever, you spill out the rest of the water somewhere, right? But usually, like, nobody have patience, so the water in this gauge is still there. So because it's a very thin tube, right? It does not go out so easily. And so he's talking about the okay. So now you put hot water in the urn before Shabbos, Friday night. And it's possible that this water, or let's say you put cold water and put on boil, and it's going to boil before the Shabbat starts. You're going to have hot water. Let's look at this scenario. So let's say it's boiling on Shabbos, right? There is no problem. If you know that it's going to cook before you need it, there is no problem, as we said before, right? And it's going to cook this cold water that's in this small gauge, like a small thin tube. Or they say if not like this, so when you're going to release some water, so some water is going to come from the main body of the urn, and some from this gauge. And this cold water that in a gauge is going to get cooked by hot water that is in a body of the urn, which is, as we understand, the issue of cooking. That's I never seen this before. It's like unbelievable. So our sages, our great rabbis, they look all of these details, try to prevent. Of course, it was not our intention to cook these few drops of water, of course, but still it happened. Right? A kashrus organization consulted engineers and tested the urns by adding dye to the water to see if the water moves from the urn to the tube. Very interesting. Almost immediately, the colored water began flowing into the tube. That's unbelievable. And within the short amount of time, the water in a tube was the same color as the water of the urn. This indicates that there is a constant flow of the hot water into the tube. According to this finding, there should be no issue using this type of urn on Shabbos. Okay, as the tube water would be would not be cooler than urn water, and releasing the hot water into it would not be a problem. So probably it's a newer kind of the urns, and it's preferable when you buy, if you have access to the kosher store when they sell it, that's where you should buy. And one of the reasons why you should buy from a kosher store, so you won't have to like take it apart, because since this urn is used to cook water, right? So you must dip it in the mikveh, right? So okay, so and if you dip it in the mikveh with all of the electronics and stuff like that, so it's not a good idea, because might go bad. Maybe not. Maybe yes. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe if you dry it for 5 days, 6 days, and I don't know, heat of the sun, and there is no problem, you can use it. But another solution is to take it apart, like main parts, and then assemble, and then it would be assembled by a Jew, and you don't need to dip it in the mikveh. But if you buy from a kosher store, so they already did it for you, and there is a stamp. Usually there is a stamp on the top. So I mean, some people, Avrahim, like they need some money, so that's what they do. Okay, and it's 100% kosher. And I think that they cost exactly the same. I don't think they charge more. So, okay, so those kind of urns, of course, they checked and they approved by rabbinic authorities. Of course, that would not have this issue. However, since the makeup of the urn different from one model to another, exactly, you see, I didn't read, but model from another, there is a simple solution to avoid the issue bishul cooking in regard to the water gauge, by removing a cupful of hot water after the urn heated up before Shabbos. Okay, that's a very interesting solution. We're going to explain now. Right? See chapter 5 and 7 for additional halachos concerning hot water urns on Shabbos. So very interesting. So author gives another beautiful, I think a beautiful solution. So before Shabbos, if you remove 1 cup of water, right, hot water, so meaning what, the water is going to go into this tube and replace the cold water if it still was there. Okay, so that's solution. Or by kosher urn to begin with, but technically one of these solution, practically one of the solutions should work. Okay, whatever you do. Okay, so continue. Refrigerators and freezers. B. Okay. Opening the door, just like opening the door. So I mean, we did this. No, we never discussed it. No, refrigerator and freezers. Okay, opening the door. As explained in the Order of Shabbos, page 147. We never learned this book, but Beezrat HaShem, maybe we will after this. I hope, Beezrat HaShem. There are various opinions regarding the opening refrigerator/freezer doors on Shabbos. A warm air enters into refrigerator/freezer. One causes the motor to turn on. Most authorities rule that if the motor is already running, one may open the door in a normal fashion. If motor is not running, one should preferably open the door by employing shinur, a deviation or modification, such as using his foot or pull it open by placing towel on the handle and pulling the towel. Okay, so let's try to understand. What are we talking about these refrigerators? So there is a thermostat, of course, in the refrigerator, right? And when the temperature rises, right, to whatever the degree you set up before, so the motor, the compressor motor, right, is going to start and start working. So technically, what if we start from then? So if the motor is not running, right? So let's say it's perfect temperature, and now you open the door and There is a possibility. There is no guarantee, but there is a possibility that the motor is going to start running. Why? Because you opened the door and hot air went in. That's the issue. So that's why author said. So that what many people do. They have a towel on the handle, right? So they pull by the towel or with the foot. I'm not sure. It's a good idea to open the refrigerator door with the foot. I mean, you can injure yourself or break something. Okay, but towel works perfect, right? So you open with a shinoi, unusual way. And even if the motor is going to start running, it's not you. It's like you open it indirectly. So doing something indirectly, grammar. So it's absolutely different thing when you open it directly. Okay, so it's situation when the motor is not running. But if it is running, so even if you open, maybe it's going to run a little longer, but it's not so obvious, right? So when you open and it turn on after 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, where you look in whatever you need to get from refrigerator, it's obvious that because of you, it turn on. But if it would proceed to run longer, so it's not so obvious, it's not so posh that it's because of you. But other authorities say you can open whenever you need. Okay, but it's better to be mindful of this opinion. Okay, continue. Meaning that do it indirectly. Closing the door. Closing the refrigerator / freezer door is permitted according to all authorities. So any time you want. Meaning, it makes no difference whether the motor is on and off, which is, I mean, makes sense. So what could happen? Nothing could happen. Okay. Number 3, other issues related to opening the refrigerator / freezer door. Lights. That's a big one. One should disconnect the light bulb in the refrigerator / freezer before Shabbos to ensure that the light does not go on when the door is open. In the event that one forgot to disconnect the light, he may ask a non-Jew to open or close the door. See chapter 30, we're going to get to it. Further detail regarding these halachos. Right, so technically you're not allowed to open the door of the refrigerator. So if you don't have, especially if you don't have sick people in your household, if you don't have small children, right, so elderly people, so you would not be allowed to open the door, right? So what do we do? There is several. I'm not sure he's going to discuss. There are several solutions. Like in older refrigerator, I have older. So there is like a switch, like on the right hand side. When you open the door, there is a switch. So we take this paper tape, this blue tape, masking tape. 1 time, 2 times, like cover it. Every time we use fresh tape. 1 time in our life, I said for a few times, I said, why would it like this is high quality tape. Why should we like waste it? Let's leave it there. So and we did it for a few months. It works, no problem. No problem. It's good tape, no problem. We use it for 2, 3 times, 5 times. I don't know how many times. And 1 time, guess what? This tape like open up, and now we could not open the refrigerator because of that. So since then, from many years ago, we just buy fresh tape and we tape it, and that's how it works. So otherwise, you would not be allowed, or go find a non-Jew and explain, Mr. Non-Jew, please come to my house and open the refrigerator because I'm not. Okay. No further comments, right? So, or if you don't have this switch, there is a switch. There is always a switch, so you can turn on and unscrew the bulb, also possible, right? Or there's other, if you have a more fancy schmancy refrigerator, like newer, I'm not sure how much newer, but there is a electromagnetic strip on top of the refrigerator. So you take a magnet and you find that place in I'm not sure, it's somewhere, some In some of them, it's always on the right door, always on the right door. I mean, from all of that I found, and it's like closer to the middle, little to the left, to the right. I mean, but it worked with all of them. Okay, so that's how you disable the light. But you have to remember, of course, do it before Shabbos, so there is no mitzvah to be stupid. You have to make like a notebook or something and write down all of the steps that you have to check. I have to check light in closets. I have to check this. I have to check that. I have to turn off this. I have to put my phone on the charger. I have to turn off the ringer. Like all of these things, you have to write down. So when Shabbos comes, like when you have 15 minutes, you can do everything needed according to the list. Continue. If a non-Jew is not available, one may ask a young child to open the door and tell him to take the item from refrigerator for his own benefit. An adult may then take out the whatever he needs. However, this is permitted only if the child does not comprehend that when he opens the door, the light will turn on automatically. In addition, he is not permitted to close it. Okay, it must be left open. However, if child below the age of chinuch, under 3, so he is under 3, one need not stop him from closing it, and may even have him stand there until he closes it on its own. Okay, so let's try to understand. So in some cases, we can ask child. So children are not, they obligated to do mitzvahs after the age of chinuch. So what is it like here? He said 3, but usually we say like 5 or 6 when they have a little more brain. 5, 4, 5. That depends on the child. So if he does not understand what's going on. So if he knows that okay, everybody's what happened? We forgot to turn on the light, and now this little Yitzchak heard everything that we discussed. So now we send them to open the refrigerator. He's going to feel like he's not a Jew, right? That's a big issue. Don't do that. So only, as the author said, he says clearly, only when a child does not understand what is going on, right? So I say, go take whatever apple, go take whatever things for some snack from refrigerator, milk. Bring me the milk. I'm going to give you milk. Bring me soda. Treat this kid, and while he opens the door, you're allowed to take. While the door is open, you're allowed to take whatever you need. But as he said, the problem is closing the door. What is the problem with closing the door? You're going to turn off the light. So it's obvious. You're going to turn off the light. So if, as he said, if he's below the age of 3, if he decides to close the door, so don't stop him basically. But he decided to walk away, so don't tell him to close the door. You understand? That's the thing. So it's not very smart to be stupid. It's not. So we have to prepare before Shabbos, like I don't know, 2-3 hours before. Don't work until the last second on Shabbos. Come home like 2-3 hours before the Shabbat starts, so you have time to finish all the things. Continue. If one opens the refrigerator door and he sees the light was left on, he may not close the door since he will cause the light to turn off. Exactly what you said. I mean, it's obvious, right? If one is in doubt if the light was left on, he may not open the refrigerator or freezer door, period. So if he does not remember they took care of this or not, you're not allowed to open the door. Why? Because it may be biblical. You understand? That's the issue. And if they in a case, so I have with one of students. So they had a case they had to open they did not know whatever happened. And same with us, right? So we opened the door and this tape went off. Of course, we were not allowed to close the door. So we took the blanket and stuff like that. So we cover refrigerator. It is allowed. There is no problem. So the warm air would not go in as much as possible. Of course, so two blankets we put on top. But that's it. We're not allowed to close the door, right? So continue. I'm not going to finish, but One second, let me just check. Defrosting systems. Refrigerator/freezers are equipped with defrosting systems that prevent frost building up inside. In the older models, the defrost system did not present a halachic problem because they would go into defrost cycle after a set amount of time. That's it. I mean, the primitive is good. Therefore, opening and closing the door did not activate the defrost system. However, opening and closing the door in the newer models activates the defrost system and causes it to turn on sooner. Sooner than if the door had not been opened. One should consult halachic authority for guidance if he owns this type of appliance. So I mean, today it's not such a big deal just to buy a refrigerator with Shabbos mode. That's what we buy, and always check who said there is Shabbos mode. So sometimes some manufacturer would say I guess that they can say Shabbos mode, but they just say they equate Shabbos mode to the children's lock. So meaning the child is not going to be able to push any buttons, but it's not the right Shabbos mode. Shabbos mode that the display is not going to work. That's the Shabbos mode. You understand? And all other things, right? It would disable this defrosting system. That's the Shabbos mode. But others, not so much. Okay, so continue with the C. Automatic fan and digital readouts. Some newer models of refrigerator freezers are equipped with a fan and digital readout, of course, which immediately turn on when the door is open. This fan must be disabled before Shabbos begins. So that's what Shabbos mode is for, right? So even though maybe from the outside you don't see any big changes, but inside there are changes. In the event that one forgot, he should follow the same procedure regarding the light of the refrigerator/freezer detailed above. Okay. So that's not a good idea, basically. So always try to read the manual, right, before you buy a refrigerator. If you're planning on buying a new one, then you can always contact this cautious agency. Sometimes OK would put the stamp. Okay. So just to make sure that it is truly kosher, truly Shabbos mode. Number 4, final statement. Since the technology associated with a refrigerator freezer is constantly changing, of course, the poskim advise that before purchasing a refrigerator freezer, one perform his due diligence to ensure that he may be used on Shabbos. I mean, okay, so we can stop here. So I'm going to finish Beezrat HaShem next week. Any questions on what we say, we did not say? Okay. So for the next few weeks, we can do 9 p.m. and we'll see. Maybe we can try Skype. We'll see. Right.
I have one question.
Please go ahead.
If I have a warmer, can I put on a timer before Shabbos, this warmer?
No.
And use it?
No. We said clearly. Maybe shut off, but not to turn on, for sure, no. Because why we said, because all these heaters that they have a coil right inside, they have coil the heating element, and it's fire 100%. So when you turn on this warmer, that hot plate, whatever you have, it's 100% a fire.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but to turn off, you would be allowed to turn off, because I mean otherwise it's like fire hazard. If it's going to stay like this, it's dangerous. But from a timer again. So after you finish your lunch, 1 p.m. shut off, no problem.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
I have a question, Rabbi.
Okay,
It's kind of off topic. It's off topic a little bit, but
No problem. Any
okay,
question?
when we wake up in the morning and we say the prayer when we wash our hands before we move from the bed, let's say someone works during the night and they have to sleep later into the day. Are they allowed to? One, and two, when they wake up, are they still required to say that prayer if it's past a certain time?
So give me an example. So somebody worked this third shift, let's say, right? So he came back home like 5 a.m. and went to bed. That's the situation you're talking about, or not?
Yeah.
So this prayer we say only when he slept the whole night. Yeah, and so if you say Modeh Ani when you're thanking HaShem that He gave you back your soul, if you're talking about that prayer, Modeh Ani.
Yes.
So if a person sleeps during the day, so I mean you can have a nap during the day. For example, a person is too tired, and you want to take a 1 hour nap, okay? Because I mean you cannot function, right? So there is no problem, but you. Even though after you woke up, you wash your hands exactly like 1, 3 times, but you don't say any blessings, no. So that's the difference, yes. So only and you slept at least part of the night, you would say that. Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, Rav. I had a question about the washing dishes. Again, we were kind of confused about that.
Okay.
You said we can wash the dishes that we're going to use for the next meal on Shabbos.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, correct.
Okay, and then the other I guess dishes or whatever, we just put in the dishwasher. Don't rinse them off. Just put them in the dishwasher.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yes.
Is that what needs to be done?
Yes.
If we're not going to use them.
Okay. So let me elaborate. So thank you very much for the question. So and I beg all of you, please, if you're not clear of anything, just ask the question even next time or a week later. I mean, my goal for all of these halachas that it will be very, very clear to you. So let's start with dishwasher, right? So dishwasher we can use as a storage, right? For example, if you live in a city and there's everything is tiny, so you simply don't have any room to put these dirty dishes, and plus they don't look so appealing, right? So you want to put them in dishwasher, so like a storage until the Shabbos ends. So you can put them on a countertop on dishwasher. So yeah, you can put them in dishwasher. The only thing what we added about dishwasher, you cannot sort them. So you cannot say you cannot say put all of the big plates like this rack, then small plates, and this and that. So this you cannot do. So just put randomly whatever you put randomly, and remember it's for storage. So in your mind it should not be that you preparing so when Shabbos is over, like 9:35 Shabbos is over, I press the bottom and that's it. We're not preparing for after the Shabbos, but for so the dishes would not smell and stuff like that. Enjoyment of Shabbos, there is no problem. With the plates, so we said you can wash as many plates as you need to, and plus even extra, you can wash even, for example, you need for then today's Friday night, right? So you finish the meal and you're washing the dishes. Okay, so let's say you need five dishes, right? Five plates, right? So 5 plates, so you can wash all of the plates that you might need. Maybe 15 plates. Maybe you're going to only use 5, maybe 3. It's up to you, right? So nobody's stopping you, but it's very, 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 as I said, very inconvenient. Because to wash it with this dishwasher, the soap, this soap is very liquidy, and plus there is no sponge. So in case of the need, absolutely you can, but one more time, we're doing it with the cold water. or with water that was warmed up before Shabbos. So if you have such a water, when you have enough such a water, there is no problem. Yeah, you can wash it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Any other question? Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Why cannot we make a netilat washing with running water under in the sink?
In a sink, because it has to power by the human force.
Oh.
So there is it has to be powered by the human force, and it has to be done with the utensil. So maybe not specialized utensils. So some types, like you would do, like you would take plastic cup and or a cup or a bowl or whatever you take, but it must be utensil. You understand? So in under circumstances, we said that they said even without utensils, so lenient opinion, and so even though today I said it's proper to go by a more stricter opinion, but you must know the lenient opinions because in case of the need, right? So you get stuck, or whatever, God forbid, people get stuck. So you can open the faucet, let's say cold faucet, of course, cold. So one time and then close. So in this case, the first the stream of water that comes upon your hand is going to be from a human force. Right, that's absolutely lenient opinion, but in case of great need, we can rely on it. So you do 3 times. I mean, try 1, 2, then 1, 2 on the second hand, and you wipe them against each other, right? Otherwise, it's not considered a washing of the hands. You shake the excess and you say the blessing.
Which material should be metal, glass, or plastic?
Doesn't matter. Absolutely doesn't matter. The only thing that it does matter, right, that it has to be flat on top, and it's not broken. It's a no cracks. So it has to like keep water like evenly. So sometimes, as we learned in the Kitzur last time, and I showed the picture. So sometimes you have a pitcher and the spout a little higher. So I mean, you can still use it. So you would pour from the sides when the surface is even. Okay, it's not the best utensil, but technically you can use it, yes. But otherwise, any utensil, any pot, whatever you have, smaller pot.
Is the first netilat washing without saying any blessing?
For when?
I mean, because how we are going to say a name of God without washing teeth.
Oh, okay. So you're talking in the morning, right? Correct? In the morning?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why we don't say, you're right 100%, you're right. We don't say right away, we just wash and that's it. So we say Modeh Ani, the prayer that thank the HaShem that you return my soul and thank you for trusting in me. Thank you very much. But we don't say any blessings after that. So we go, brush your teeth, take your shower, whatever, wash, and then when you're ready to pray, so you dressed up with your shoes, socks, everything. Don't pray with your slippers. It's not appropriate. Not with your shorts, like preferably for men, long sleeve, whatever in shorts, but long sleeve. That's how you would stand in front of the king, and then when you're 100% ready, so you say all of the blessings. That's how our Sidurim is going. Yeah. And you say this blessing, and after that the blessing Asher Yotzer after the restroom. Even though you went to restroom, I don't know, 15 minutes ago when you just woke up, doesn't make any difference. Still time to say the blessing on the washing of the hands, and right after the Asher Yotzer.
In total would be three in total, maybe.
No, I mean you cannot say in total, because after that comes different morning blessings. There are many blessings. There are other 15 blessings after that. plus 3 blessings on the Torah. So don't say 3, because there are many blessings.
Many blessings about Netilat washing.
For Netilat only 1. I apologize. I mean, okay, I didn't finish. Okay.
Because you do the first washing on hands without a blessing, then another washing with a blessing, and a third time for the bread, maybe.
Okay. So let me just reiterate the question. So how many times? So I'm going to explain. How many times we have to wash the hands, right? And how many of these times we have to say the blessings? Okay. So there is first, when you wake up, you wash your hands. 1. Okay. When you go to the restroom, right? You went to the restroom. You went out. You have to wash your hands same 1 on the right, on the left, on the right, on the left, on the right, left, on the left. Okay, and you say blessing not al Netilat Yadayim, but after the restroom, Asher Yotzer. Okay, the next time, or for example, if we spoke today about taking a nap, right? So actually I had the class before that, and we learned there. So if you're taking a nap, it should be for a service of HaShem. Not because you want to indulge and you want to sleep a little and feel better. No, because before you go to take a nap, you say, HaShem, that's for you. I want to rejuvenate. I want to wake up. I want to serve. I want to learn Torah. I want to do mitzvahs. I want to do all of these beautiful things. Okay, then this nap is a mitzvah. And then you wake up. You wash your hands because of this spirit of impurity after you sleep, right? You have to wash, but no blessings. Then before eating bread, right? So before eating bread, so you have to wash twice, right? We pick up with the right hand, pass it to the left, 2 times, like up to the wrist, right? On the right, 2 times on the left, and then you do like this, right? To make sure that water went everywhere. Of course, you take if women wear rings, they take out the rings, because the water must go everywhere. Right, otherwise it's a problem. Your hands could be impure, and then you say the blessing, right, and then you dry the hands. Okay, and another time we wash before, if we're going to eat moist food, right? If we're going to dip some food, or the food is moist itself. For example, you just washed an apple, or a pear, or whatever you cherries, right? And they're wet. You have to wash your hands exactly as for the bread, but without the blessing. Not everybody do that, but that's halachah. Go ahead.
Can you touch the bread after Netilat washing if the moist is still on the hand?
Oh, that's no. So after you wash all Netilat Yadayim for the bread, you dry them completely, and then you go and wash, and then you make the blessing of the bread.
So it's mandatory to dry.
Dry? Yes. It's the end of the process. So usually, right? As you know, we say first we say blessing, and then we do the action. There are a few exceptions. But most of the time we say blessing and do the action. But here we first wash and then we say blessing. But they say, our sages say not exactly, because the drying is the second part of the washing. So because you cannot eat bread with wet hands, right? Because why? Simple explanation. So why we wash it? Because of the spiritual impurity, right? So and the spiritual impurity can be passed through the seven liquids. One of them is water, right? So if you just purify your water, and then somebody is unclean, spiritual unclean, touches you, right? Or you touch, for example, some place that you did not clean, so your hands become spiritually unclean again. So that's, but when they dry, they cannot get spiritually unclean. You understand? Tuma. So yeah, we must dry them.
And the last question is, can you have a wet sponge in the sink and drop water
problem is, okay, the sponge is in most of the cases it's a muktzah, meaning that we're not allowed to touch it. In most of the cases. So we said last time, I don't know what time we said, but maybe not in this class. So if it's completely, no, it's well in this class. So if it's completely dry, so you can and it's a small spill, so you can put the sponge, it's going to absorb the spill, and you can move it very, very carefully. But if it's a big spill and that you might squeeze it, not allowed. So to have sponge in there in a sink, it's a big issue. Because most likely a person would take it or put something put a dish or dirty dish on a sponge, and it would be squeezed automatically. That's the issue. Squeezing is one of the 39 melachos.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, welcome. Any other questions? Any subject? Okay, no problem. So thank you very much. Good night until tomorrow. Beezrat HaShem, 9 p.m. Remember, 9 p.m. for next several weeks.
Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.